Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while the York High School Naval Junior ROTC posts the colors and joins me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Color Guard, please post the colors. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem and the Bruton High School alma mater.
By the dawn's early
You may take your seats.
Dr. Shandor, school board members, Mrs. Dockery, faculty and staff, guests in the class of 2017. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the Bruton High School class of 2017 commencement exercise. We are especially grateful that everyone has joined us this afternoon to celebrate our accomplishments. Our York County School Administrators joining us today are Dr. Carl James, Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Dennis Jarrett, Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Stephanie Guy, Chief Academic Officer, Mr. James Carroll, Chief Human Resource Officer. I am also pleased to introduce the members of the York County School Board. Mrs. Barbara Haywood, District 1. Mrs. Cindy Kershke, District 2. Mr. Mark Medford, District 3. Mr. James Richardson, District 4. And Dr. Robert George, District 5. Now, Mrs. Barbara Haywood, York County School Board Chair, will give greetings from the York County School Board.
Thank you, Zoe. Good evening to each of you. To the 2017 Bruton High School graduating Panthers, may the spirit of the Panther run deep in your veins and you bleed green and gold for many years to come. Today is a special day, a day to reflect upon the joys you've known, the dreams you're reaching for, and the memories you cherish. A day for wishing you a wonderful future filled with everything that makes you happy. I am indeed happy to have this opportunity to express to you congratulations from the school board. Graduation is an occasion to remind us of the dreams, the hopes, and the wonder of life. As you began this journey approximately 13 years ago, your abilities to write and tell stories grew with you. Go back to preschool. Your writings or your storytelling was something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round. You moved to elementary school, and your writings consisted of what I did on my summer vacation, how to make new friends, or what it will be like in the future. In middle school, you advanced to such concerns as clothes and favorite outfits, unless this started in elementary school. You began to think about dressing for success. You wrote on such topics as the person you most wanted to be like, or the famous person you wanted to grow up to become. In high school, you predicted the future. You wrote about who you thought you would want to become and what you will be doing 20 years from today. As you leave high school, your most recent writings become more persuasive and go something like this. To whom it may concern, I am a member of the 2017 graduating class of Bruton High School. I am writing this letter seeking employment with your organization or seeking admission to your institution. I believe that I possess the characteristics that you are looking for in an employee or member of the freshman class, and I look forward to the opportunity to further talk with you regarding this future possibility. For those of you entering the military, I would imagine that your persuasiveness has somewhat of a different connotation. But oh my, how your writings have matured. As you leave your high school careers or your high school years behind, remember that success lies not in how well known you are, but how well respected. Not in your power to take, but your willingness to give. Success is that small voice you hear within where you know you have done your best. The inner voice is usually right. Be kind, especially to yourself. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because they help us learn. Make time for the things that really matter. Enjoy simple pleasures. Never give up on what's important to you. Dream big, dream often, but just promise that you will dream. Have fun loving what you do and believe that it really matters. Remember in life the words, the two very, very important words, thank you. The one very important word, we. The least important word is I. Remember that life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you wish, but you can only spend it once. So as I take my seat, please know that the school board members and I wish you all the blessings that life has in store for you. Go forth with grace and humility to achieve your goals and seek the happiness that you desire and deserve. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Haywood. Dr. Victor Shandor was appointed as Superintendent of the York County School Division in August 2014. He has more than 20 years of public education experience as a teacher, principal, and district administrator. Dr. Shandor, a 1992 graduate of California University in Pennsylvania, began his career in education as a teaching assistant. He then earned a master's degree in exceptional education from Old Dominion University and ultimately a doctorate in educational leadership from Wingate University. Dr. Shandor grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He and his wife, Melissa, have 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome York County School Division Superintendent, Dr. Victor Shandor.
Thank you, Carson. I'm going to be brief because I can hear what's going on outside, so we can get to the kids. Good evening and congratulations, Bruton High School class of 2017. I'd also like to welcome and thank our teachers, parents, and families celebrating with us today. Graduates, you have reached a major milestone in your life, and I'm honored to share this accomplishment with you. I spent a lot of time contemplating the message I wanted to share with our graduates, which led me to reflect on my own graduation 29 years ago and what I remembered from that day. I have to confess, I don't remember anything from that day, much less who spoke and what advice they gave. Then I had a moment of realization. I graduated 29 years ago. How is that possible? Now, I'm sure many of the parents here today feel the same way. It seems like yesterday we were sitting in those chairs ready to take on the world. Now, after 17, 18 years of supporting your child, providing them guidance, helping them make good decisions, driving them all over town, it's now their turn to take on the world. I've been so impressed with the work and accomplishments I have witnessed from this group of students. Much of this is possible due to the support they receive from their parents and the staff at the school. At this time, graduates, please join me in thanking them for supporting you through the good times as well as the tough times. Finally, graduates, as you stand on the edge of adulthood and independence, ready to take on the world, remember, you are prepared for the next step in your life journey, and you have a solid educational foundation and a support system in place to be successful. My hope for you is that you choose a career that you love, that you're passionate about. If you do that, you will find success, and you will never work a day in your life. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Shandor. The Bruton High School Chorus, under the direction of Miss Brandy Ogren and accompanied by Mr. Reginald Fox, will now sing Fly Away Home and Wherever I Go.
horses. I'll swim through the sea. I'll climb to the mountain tops. Won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see. And after I've come so far, you should know where I'll be.
It is an honor to introduce. It is an honor to introduce the Valedictorian and Salutatorian for the class of 2017. Alessandra Hernandez is a talented writer and scholar. She is as ambitious as she is curious. She is a leader who always works to reflect and improve in all areas of her academics. Her drive employs her to set goals and never stop working until these goals are achieved. Alessandra has participated in School of the Arts. This has shaped her as she has gained experiences in the classroom as well as the theater. Alessandra served as the historian of the National Honor Society and the Secretary General of the Bruton chapter of Model United Nations. She is a Bruton Pals mentorship leader and a member of the swim team. She has earned the highest honor academic award since the 9th grade. She always earned the All-Star Cast Award from the Virginia Theater Association and won the local ACT-SO Award for singing. She will compete at Nationals in July. Alessandra plans to attend Northwestern University and major in theater. Bruton High School is proud to honor her as the Salutatorian of the class of 2017.
Before I get started, I'd like to thank Dr. Shandor, each and every school board member, Mrs. Dockery, the Bruton faculty and staff, parents, and the class of 2017 for gathering here today for this once-in-a-lifetime occasion. And if it looks like I'm crying, I'm not. My eyelash glue is everywhere. On Natsuki Air Force Base, Japan, in June 2013, I attended my first graduation ceremony because I'm cool and I used to live in Japan. I don't remember much from it other than how bored I was and the class president's speech. The class president's name was Devin. He was one of my older sister's best friends at the time, and of course, I felt super amazingly popular because I was somewhat acquainted with a high school senior. Especially given the fact that he was one of the most charismatic people I have ever met. Devin started his speech very uncharacteristically, approaching the podium and quite somberly asking everyone to please rise. We all did, of course. Devin commanded that kind of obedience. As soon as everyone in the audience was standing, Devin's true playful demeanor broke through, and he said, "All right, you can all sit down now. I just wanted to see if I could get you guys to do what I wanted." And of course, everyone laughed. That was the moment I decided I just had to give a speech at my graduation ceremony, because as many of my friends and family may know, I love these shining moments of attention. Essentially then, I have been planning to give a speech since the 8th grade. But in all these years, I've been unable to determine how I want to present myself to a huge audience at graduation. Devin presented himself as he was, charismatic, entertaining, and powerfully likable. I've been to other graduation ceremonies since, and I've taken note of every speech given thereof. Do I want to come off as intellectual and wise, giving my peers sage advice for the future? Do I want to be sweet and bubbly, quoting pop songs of the day? If I wanted, I could present myself as anything and anyone to all of you here today. Not many of you know me personally, just as not many of you know Lily or some of those seated behind me personally. I could be anyone I wanted to up here. I could be charismatic or intellectual or bubbly or falteringly dramatic. The truth is that in these 5 years since my very first graduation, I've been unable to settle on any depictions of a character I'm not really sure I possess. I feel this very same way about approaching the world beyond high school, outside my parents' home, somewhere totally new, totally frightening, yet wholly invigorating. I don't know what I'm going to present myself as to my professors, to everyone I meet at college, to potential employers, or even to strangers I run into on the street. And to be completely honest, I don't think any of us are sure about that. This is okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. Life is not meant to be easily decipherable. Interacting with other people in the adult world is a game we all play that none of us really understand the rules to. We're all a little confused on how to present ourselves to the world, just as I'm a little confused on how to present myself to you today. What's more, Very few of us can answer that quintessential question even to ourselves, which is, who am I? Well, let me tell you, I sure don't know who I am, what I'm doing, who I'm going to present myself as, and exactly where I'm going. But that's the beauty of life. None of us do, if we're really being honest with ourselves. So I've decided to present myself as I am, transparent, honest, unsure, and a little confused, but willing to do my very best to figure it out as I go along. And what an apt decision to make, because that's exactly what it's going to be like facing this big, wide world in college and beyond, outside of my parents' house, outside of high school, and approaching adulthood. None of us know what it's going to be like out there. We will all feel a little like I do up here, presenting myself to a group of strangers, and that's fine. That's okay. We can and will figure it out as we go along, doing the best we can in this scary world, refusing to let the fact that we don't have all the answers and we don't know the right thing to do eternally to keep us from moving forward. In Bruton's class of 2017, there are countless students who have already begun this process of using their gifts, talents, and passions to push forward in their lives, such as Katie Grimes, who is a very gifted artist, or Jenny Schuster, who is ranked third in our class and works tirelessly at athletics and academics. There's Ian Sadler, known by his peers as an outstanding athlete while simultaneously maintaining wonderful humility. Megan Strong and Hannah Geary used their organizational and artistic talent to supplement Bruton theater productions, and Trevor Embry, who is kind, well-spoken, and intelligent. Morgan Hallett, who selflessly spends her free time volunteering with organizations such as Dreamcatchers and Heritage Humane Society, and Kaylee Skaggs, an incredibly devoted member of Bruton Band. I could absolutely go on, as everyone graduating here today has gifts they offer to the world and has begun the process of moving forward, but I only have so much time. In the midst of all this pomp and circumstance, don't forget to appreciate everyone for their talents and unceasing hard work, and never forget that you must push unceasingly and relentlessly onwards into the unknown. No matter how terrifying or unsure it may seem, you matter, you are noticed, and you are never alone. Thank you for having me, and every congratulations to the class of 2017.
Elizabeth D. Jager's drive and determination are significant factors in her success. Elizabeth's intrinsic motivation allows her to create a vision of excellence. She then follows through by working diligently to achieve success without settling for mediocrity. Elizabeth is the founding member of the Williamsburg Boat Club's high school team. This year, her women's lightweight 8 was the first boat from WBC to compete at the Youth National Championship. At Bruton, Elizabeth participated in the debate team, French Honor Society, National Honor Society, girls soccer, and the Bruton swim team. In the community, Elizabeth participates in the York County Youth Commission, Queens Lake swim team, community lifeguard, and youth group. Elizabeth has received numerous awards over the past 4 years. Some of these include Hobie Youth Leadership Delegate, Academic High Honors Award in grades 9 through 12, Most Outstanding French 2 Student, Most Outstanding AP Physics Student, PTA Reflections winner, and 2016 New Voices Playwright winner. Elizabeth is most proud of the opportunity that she had to produce her own play. This experience provided her tremendous insight into a new literary genre that she will use to motivate and influence the world. Elizabeth will study international relations next fall at the College of William & Mary. Elizabeth D. Jager, valedictorian of the class of 2017.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Dr. Shandor, school board members, Mrs. Dockery, faculty and staff, parents, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2017. We made it.
Everyone tells you your senior year will go by quickly, but for some reason, we're still surprised when it does. When I was in 3rd grade, I had to do my first presentation in front of the class. My teacher said it was important to learn how to speak in front of people. I thought she was silly. When would I need to speak in front of a crowd? As it turns out, valedictorian comes from the Latin phrase vale dicere, which means to bid farewell. Originally, it referred to the last speaker at a graduation ceremony, the person who was chosen to bid farewell at the close of the ceremony. But we are here to say farewell to a lot more than this ceremony. We are bidding farewell to the last 12 years of public education. And after all these years, what have we learned? I can't remember a time when I wasn't in school. But despite the endless hours in a classroom, there are still things I don't know. Things I may never know. Why does Coach Ritz eat chalk? Hot cop, how do you get your teeth so white? I know you've all been thinking it. We may never know these answers, but what have we learned? What have we taken away from all our years in the public school system? In elementary school, we learned how to do long division, we learned how to write in cursive, we learned how to color in the lines, and we learned how to play hot cross buns on the recorder. In middle school, we learned that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and that the Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. These are the facts that come to mind, seemingly trivial, miscellaneous pieces of information that have not proved to be essential to my life since I've learned them. As I was recounting all the pieces of seemingly useless information my classmates and I have acquired over the years, I remembered an assignment from my 5th grade class. We did a mock trial on the 1770 Boston Massacre. Each person in the class was assigned a role. There were soldiers, witnesses, jurors, a judge, and lawyers for the defense and prosecution. I was chosen to be a lawyer for the prosecution, and at the end of the trial, I had discovered that I really enjoyed arguing. That was when I decided to be a lawyer. Although this assignment was an important turning point in my education, most people in Mr. Cochran's 5th grade class probably don't even remember doing it. And that's when it dawned on me. Maybe all those things that we learned that I thought were useless, maybe weren't completely useless after all. Just like my classmates and the mock trial, I had no use for knowing how to play hot cross buns on the recorder. But just like I realized I wanted to pursue law, learning hot cross buns may have been when some of my classmates realized they wanted to pursue music, so they joined the middle school and high school band. And now, years later, people like Gregory Smith are going to study music in college. Knowing that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell hasn't been particularly useful to me so far. Sorry, Ms. Kaufman. But during biology class, as many of us were attempting to keep our eyes open, sorry again, students like Jenny Schuster and Claire Schreiner discovered that they wanted to be biologists. Ouch. You can clap. While coloring in the lines in elementary school seemed like a chore to me, it was doing those art projects that inspired people like Genesis Llanos, whose art portfolio won Best in Show at this year's Art Expo, to pursue graphic design in college. I haven't used long division since I learned it in elementary school, but during math class, while I was hoping to be anywhere else but there, people like Rachel Brotherton and my brothers, Mitch and Matt, found their love of math and decided to pursue engineering. And cursive, well, without it, how would I have been able to forge my parents' signature after all these years? Good, I'm not the only one. So I didn't initially appreciate the importance of all of these seemingly insignificant skills, but they have been essential in developing who we are today and who we aspire to be. Most of us got the same education. We took the same classes, had the same teachers, and did, or didn't do, the same assignments. But what we each took from our education is what makes us and today special. We don't get the pleasure of walking across this stage in our satellite dish hats and polyester potato sacks because of all the worksheets we've completed or the tests we've taken, but because of the people we have become. If I've learned anything in the past 12 years, it's this: don't take any knowledge for granted, because it might just make all the difference. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Mrs. Arletha Dockery has served as principal of Bruton High School since 2015 and has served as a teacher and administrator for over 20 years. Mrs. Dockery earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in English from Elizabeth City State University and began her career as an English teacher. She then earned a Master of Education degree in Educational Leadership from Regent University. Mrs. Dockery has enjoyed the school community at Bruton and its commitment to excellence.
Thank you, Janae. Good evening, York County School Administration and School Board, Bruton faculty and staff, parents, guests, and the class of 2017. A few weeks ago, I overheard someone asking, why does the class of 2017 call themselves goats? A teacher responded that GOAT, G-O-A-T, is an acronym that is often used in sports to describe those athletes who have made an indelible mark on their sport. These athletes are not just great during their time of competition, but throughout an era. Last August, when class officers Sherelle, Zoe, Carson, Crystal, and Janae adopted this name, I knew that this was a perfect fit for this class. I want to share a story with you that I came across recently. Oliver Wendell Holmes once attended a meeting in which he was the shortest man in the room. A friend of his said, "Dr. Holmes, I think you should feel rather small being in this room with such tall men." Dr. Holmes quickly retorted, "I do. I feel like a dime among pennies." I am certain that at times we have all been in a room where other people have appeared figuratively taller than us. We have definitely experienced this as a 2A school, often competing against 4A schools for district titles. However, don't forget that it is not always about how large something appears. It is really about how much it is worth that matters. In this graduating class of 121 strong students, there are 67 honors graduates. 1/3 of these graduates have been awarded close to $6 million in scholarships. Your worth is valued not only to our school, but also our school community. Earlier this month, Bruton started a new tradition, the Senior Reflection Walk. This experience, supported by Principals Goodwin, Koryacek, and Meadows, along with counselors Kate Lebrano and Katie Gaylord, allowed our seniors an opportunity to return to their elementary schools where they started their journey in this small, nurturing, and valuable community. Many parents, teachers, and school officials followed us that day on Twitter and liked or retweeted many of the pictures, pic collages, videos, and comments posted by our students. It was a day of great joy, pride, and amazement of how much they had grown. There were hugs, handwritten bucket filler notes, flowers, posters, and many excited elementary school students waiting to cheer the class of 2017 on as they encouraged them on their journey as well. More so, the senior walk reminded our graduates of how strong they are, the support that they have throughout our Williamsburg community, and how they can inspire greatness. Even today, along with your parents, family, and friends, our current Bruton faculty and staff, Mrs. Hart, several teachers from Waller Mill, Magruder, and Queens Lake have joined us this evening to celebrate your accomplishments. Thank you. Graduates, it will be important to remember these 3 simple truths in the days and years ahead on your journey to achieve greatness. First, remember to be like the turtle. Don't be afraid to stick your neck out. In order for the turtle to move, it has to stick its neck out. Hiding in a shell will only keep you from moving forward. Second, you always have a place at Bruton and in our school community. We are your network. Lastly, prepare, 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 and watch for that moment when your preparation meets an opportunity to achieve success. We will be watching, we will be waiting to see how the class of 2017 continues its success in the years ahead, because we are bold, we are passionate, we are proud, we are Bruton. Congratulations, Bruton High School, class of 2017. The Bruton Medallion has been commissioned to represent one of the highest honors that can be awarded to a graduating senior at Bruton High School. Only those seniors who have, for all of their years at Bruton, contribute to the pride and spirit of the school may be selected. The principal, along with her committee, look for those students who have dedicated themselves to Bruton High School to make the selection. These students have been active, helpful, hardworking Panthers, giving their energy and time beyond expectations. The Bruton Medallion is awarded at graduation, and all recipients are unaware of this honor until that time. The Bruton Medallion is an honor bestowed on those precious few who personify all that Bruton High represents. Please join me in a round of applause as Sherelle Matthews and Jacob Cook are recognized with this prestigious honor. At this time, we will prepare for the presentation of diplomas. From Bruton Administration, Dr. Wyatt, Mr. Jones, and Mrs. Leah. Bruton Counselors, Mrs. Smith and Miss Dabney. As we prepare for the presentation of diplomas, please remember that it is important that each family hears the name of their graduate.
Will the first row please stand? John Thomas Adams. Donovan Tyler Adkins. John Benet Camille Ash. Javante Trayvon Ashlock. Charlotte Lynn Bieri. Trajan Tamaja Bly. Elena Ray Boggs. Irvin Boites Salazar. Zoe Renee Bonifay. Alexander Rafael Boscana. Georgia Leanne Briscoe. Rachel Elizabeth Brotherton. Brianna Margaret Carpenter. Samuel Allen Carr. Kari Array Carter. Seth Allen Clayton. Haley Alexis Collins. Raquel Godorov Conrad Burton. Jacob Benjamin Cook. Kirk Lamont Cook, Jr. Tatiana Deketra Copeland. Timothy Allen Cox. Asante Marquette Crew. Isaiah Mayel Krimdatri. Jacqueline Naomi Kroll. Caitlin Marie Da Silva. You okay? Elizabeth Ann DeJager. Matthew Emerson DeJager. Mitchell Alexander DeJager. Dylan Tyler Dickman. Gregory Nelson Dockery, Jr. Selena Marie Dorsey. Mallory Margaret Downey. Xavier Maurice Doyle. Damian Stenton Paul Duncan. Kayla Wynn Dunn. Trevor Harrison Embry. Dylan Thomas Epps. Raven Monet Freeman.
Hannah Bell Geary. Gina Nicole Godwin. Janae Monique Grant. Elijah Jameer Graves. Katie Faye Grimes. Morgan Nicole Hallett. Alexis Michelle Harvey. Alessandra Belen Hernandez. Isaiah Lee Osiris Hicks. Hannah Shea Hogan. Monte Corwin Hood. Daniel Isaac Hudson. Nashanta Imani Jackson. David Nathaniel Jackson, Jr. Caitlin Renee Jenkins. Michael Lavon Johnson. Shanier Markel Johnson. Janasia Danielle Jones. Haley Catherine Kaczynski. Jasmine Christine Kenny. John Thomas Cairns. Dalton James Lesha. Crystal Bernarda Lee. Michael Andrew Lemus. Genesis Maria Llanos. Robin Harold Lopez, Jr. Erin Kathleen Lundy. Lily Kate Mackin. Emilio Gilberto Maestas. Anastasia Nicole Mann. Joseph Patrick Mann. Benjamin Lee Marshall. Savannah Elise Martin. Zoe Michaela Mason. Sherelle Denise Matthews. Paul Brian Mayo, Jr. Abigail Christine Mengi. Danielle Renee Morgan. Sila Amir Mohammed. Danica Rianne Neal.
Eric Jeffrey Nolan. Koi Nkechi Okoro. Caitlin Paige Orozco. Neve Elise Payson. Natalia Marie Pentecost. Ashley Nicole Pettigrew. Alexis Nicole Fieldbates. Brooke Nicole Reale. Sam Lee Baker Richardson. Jordan Alexandra Roberts. Jack Nathaniel Royce. Ian Kirkwood Sadler. Tyler Sheridan Sakamura. Malel Marie Santiago. Natasha Camille Sari. Jalen Imonte Sawyers. Jeannie Marie Schuster. Jesse Lee Sharp III. Claire Virginia Schreiner. Kaylee Claire Skaggs. David Michael Smith. Gregory Palmer Smith. Megan Louise Strone. Austin Lee Swisher. Charles William Tenbush. Micaiah Janelle Thomas. Constantinos Alexander Chigaritas. Marina Marielle Turner. Carson Alexis Varder. Alexi Shea Vocal. Lauren Sky Walker. Renard Carl Payne Wallace. Catherine Rosa Washam. Jayla Elise Watkins. Vanessa Whitney. Meridian Chamberlain Williams. Sarah Christina Wimmer. Lily Madeline Wright. And Kevin Zamudio.
Will the class of 2017 please stand? By the authority vested in me as your principal, by the Commonwealth of Virginia, and by the school board of the York County School Division, I declare that each of you has successfully completed the course of study required for a high school diploma, and thus are graduates of Bruton High School. As you begin the next chapter of your life, remember to continue to represent our school and community well. As a symbol of this important transition, you may now turn your tassels. Audience members, please stand for the recessional. Thank you for attending commencement, and congratulations, class of 2017.